dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News Weekend Edition.
The cost of pencils, book bags, and paper for your child adds up when going back to school. Good evening, I'm Lacey Roberts.
And I'm Connor James. After seeing families struggle from the Black Jewel bankruptcy, a church in Lexington wanted to help out. WYMT's Lauren McCourt was there when a bus full of supplies stopped by a church.
The story of the Black Jewel bankruptcy is being heard around the world.
I read the article in the Lexington Herald later, and it was talking about the men on the railroad tracks.
And still to this day, families are being affected.
When any mine in Harlan County closes, it affects all of Harlan County.
With school just right around the corner, many of the miners are worrying about how they will afford their child's school supplies.
And we were going to try to come up with something to make sure that we met those needs.
But more than 150 miles away, this same question laid on Terry Aldridge's heart.
I started thinking, what are they going to do about school supplies?
So after talking with some friends in her local church,
And I said, do you think we can do this? We've only got a week.
they knew exactly what they had to do.
We filled the top of the bus, overheads, halfway back, all the underneath.
Bringing a whole busload full of donations to right here in Harlan County.
I was overwhelmed.
Handing out free school supplies and food to each family who stopped by.
The loaves and fishes story where God multiplied it. And that's what this is.
Though this sad situation has brought them here,
You can smile a little bit at the end of the day because you see that humanity's still in place.
they are just thankful to be able to take this worry away. In Harlan County, Lauren McCourt, WYMT Mountain News.
After Heritage Baptist Church dropped off the supplies, they headed down to the tracks to spend the rest of the evening with the miners and their families. And officials with the Mount Vernon Fire Department say a crash happened this afternoon on I-75 near exit 59. They say there were minor injuries as a result of the crash. It appears to involve a tractor trailer and a pickup truck. I-75 has since reopened.
Tennessee authorities say they have recovered the body of an Ohio man from a lake. The body of 24-year-old Kevin Byersdorfer of Cincinnati was found yesterday in Norris Lake at Cedar Creek Bridge. Authorities say he jumped into the lake from the top deck of pontoon boat on Friday and never resurfaced. Several people on the boat and other bystanders entered the water at the time of the accident to search, but they were unsuccessful.
And officials from the Tennessee Bureau of Investigations say an escaped inmate, Curtis Watson, was captured today and heading after 5 days on the run. This morning, the Tennessee Department of Corrections shared a photo showing Watson trespassing at a home in Henning. Watson was seen dressed in a camouflage bib, overalls, a hat, and carrying a camp backpack. He was seen on the property through the resident's outdoor home camera.
Ring doorbell gave us an alert that someone's in the backyard. And so we pulled it up on our phone in the house, and he had this door open, and he had like this. We couldn't see his face, and when he finally backed out of here and closed his door, my wife really recognized him. So that's him. He got that goatee, and that's when we called 911.
The inmate, described as extremely dangerous, is accused of strangling TDOC Administrator Deborah Johnson the morning of his escape.
Laurel County deputies arrested a fugitive from Alabama Friday morning. This man, Joshua Broom, was charged as a fugitive from Colbert County, Alabama. They found and arrested him just off Adams Van Road, about 5 miles west of London. Broom was wanted for sexual abuse of a child. The state of Alabama will extradite him. Until then, Broom is in the Laurel County Detention Center.
And a Louisville man is in custody after police say he admitted to raping and injuring an 8-year-old girl. Kane Madden's arrest citation says police responded to the call of a child hit in the head with a shovel. Police say Madden is also accused of stealing an iPad from the girl. Officials took the girl to the Norton Children's Hospital, where she suffered multiple injuries to her head. Madden is being charged with rape, assault, and robbery.
Another beautiful day across the mountains and across the region. Another hot one, too. Let's take a look at the Mountain Parkway camera up in Powell County. It's changed direction there on the picture there. Up at Slade, you see a fairly nice day. A few clouds in the sky. I-64 had some clouds earlier, but things have kind of thinned back out to some sunshine at this hour. Outside WYMT, a few little high cirrus clouds there, but for the most part, everything is A-OK. last 6 hours on the satellite and radar composite. A few more clouds trying to stream in from the west, but that's basically the only game in town. 92 is what we made it to in Hazard today, down to 88 right now. Still 90 in Jonesville there. That's our only 90 in our region. Lexington right there at 89, pretty close. And you see some upper 80s in London, Middlesboro this hour, but some low 80s. Pikeville and Wise, no rain today. Just some spots didn't get as warm as others. Some spots got into those 60s, but still not too humid out there today. That you see those 50s and 60s there on the dew points. So not too bad overall across the state. Still 90 in Louisville, 87 in Paducah, 88 in Bowling Green, but 83 Cincinnati, 84 Huntington, and 85 in Charleston. Your headlines, we are tracking a warm start to the week. Another cold front will come through as we get into Tuesday, and that could bring some strong storms. We're keeping a very close eye on that. The rest of that forecast coming up here in just a few minutes. Lacey and Connor.
So do you know what today is?
I don't.
Today is National Digging Safety Day.
Yeah, they have a day for everything, I swear. Well, Kentucky Utilities wants you to make sure if you're digging, you're doing it properly. Chelsea Jones talked to an official from UK and explains.
If you're planning a home improvement project that requires digging of some sort, be sure to call 811 first.
KU wants to make sure, number one, nobody gets hurt and you don't knock out service to your neighborhood.
You see the lines above ground. It's the ones underneath that you should look out for.
You've got electric lines. There could be telecommunication lines.
Officials say the lines are everywhere. You may come across one and not even notice it. For instance, the blue paint you see here indicates a water line leading to this fire hydrant. There could even be natural gas lines. Last week, a gas pipeline exploded in Lincoln County, killing a woman and destroying 5 homes.
It's a reminder to all of us that you don't want to mess around when it comes to natural gas lines.
Damaging one could cost you thousands of dollars. That's why officials are reminding residents this National Safe Digging Day that professionals are willing to help.
They're able to determine exactly where the lines are, and they'll mark them with flags or other ways.
If you see red, that means there's electricity underneath. Yellow is for natural gas and white is for telecommunications. The service is free. All you have to do is call 811.
Know where the lines are so you don't hit them when you're digging.
In Lexington, Chelsea Jones, WKYT.
A pre-filed bin in the Kentucky House aims to require school buses to place a camera on vehicles. Representative Robert Goforth pre-filed the legislation on Friday, which would also enforce a $200 fine for drivers who disregard school bus stop signs on a first offense. Goforth says he introduced the legislation to help combat illegal passing in the state, a problem he says most Kentucky school districts face.
Where medical care is necessary, sometimes it can be hard to afford. That's why Remote Area Medical, also known as RAM, is bringing its medical services here to Eastern Kentucky. Today, volunteers set up at East Ridge High School in Pike County. WYMT's Marianne Fletcher takes us on a behind-the-scenes tour of the clinic to see how it all comes together.
Medical care can be expensive.
Even when we're worried about the cost of medicine, then it can affect our whole overall quality of life.
Some families are forced to make difficult decisions.
Choices between, do I pay my rent or do I buy my medication?
Clinic coordinator Dave Maurer says volunteers with Remote Area Medical, also known as RAM, are here to help.
Remote Area Medical does not charge anything. We don't ask for any forms of identification.
Between medical checkups, dental work,
including fillings, extractions. We actually were able to do a couple of root canals, very exciting.
And vision care.
Our patients have been able to choose the eye frames they want, and we've made them right here on the spot in our state-of-the-art eye lab.
More than 350 people lined up at East Ridge High School.
It's been wonderful to see them walking out relieved and feeling good about life.
To get a new lease on life.
It's so rewarding as a nurse to see somebody get a pair of glasses and maybe come out here and see the trees. They've never been able to see the leaves on the trees.
Providing free medical care for the area. In Pike County, Marianne Fletcher, WYMT Mountain News.
Between Saturday and today, Remote Area Medical gave away $197,000 of medical, dental, and vision care.
Coming up, authorities arrested at least 100 people in New York City yesterday after a protest blocked a busy street.
And a Florida man is arrested after threatening a Walmart.
It's been another hot day across the mountains, and that heat is going to follow us into the new week. The latest forecast in just a few minutes.